So today I'm recording in the morning. It's 10 a.m. now. So it might be noisy outside. Yeah. But I mean, I'm gonna close my window if it's too bad. So today I'm going to read chapter 9 and 10. So let's dive in, because chapter 7 and 8 was really touching, so I'm really looking forward to the next story. Pinocchio sells his ABC book to pay his way into the marionette theater. See Pinocchio hurrying off to school with his new ABC book under his arm. As he walked along, his brain was busy planning hundreds of wonderful things, building hundreds of castles in the air. Talking to himself, he said, "In school today, I'll learn to read, tomorrow to write, and the day after tomorrow, I'll do arithmetic. Then, clever as am I can earn a lot of money. With the very first pennies I make, I'll buy father a new cloth. Did I say? No, it shall be a gold and silver with diamond buttons. That poor man certainly deserves it, for, after all, isn't he in his shirt sleeves because he was good enough to buy a book for me? On this cold day too, fathers are indeed good to their children." Oh. Anyway. Oh, and anyway in Italian is comunque. As he talked to himself, he thought he heard sounds of pipes and drums coming from a distance. Pee 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 pee, zoom 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 zoom. I don't think it's this sound. Okay. He stopped to listen. Those sounds came from a little street that led to a small village along the shore. What can that noise be? What a nuisance that I have to go to school. Otherwise, there he stopped, very much puzzled. He felt he had to make up his mind for either one thing or another. Should he go to school or should he follow the pipes? Today I'll follow the pipes, and tomorrow I'll go to school. There's always plenty of time to go to school, decided the little rascal at last, shrugging his shoulders. No sooner said than done. Yeah, it's right. È vero. He started down the street, going like the wind. On he ran, and louder grew the sound of pipes and drum. Pee 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 pee, zoom 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 zoom. Suddenly he found himself in a large square, full of people standing in front of a little wood building painted in brilliant colors. "What is that house?" Pinocchio asked a little boy near him. "Read the sign and you'll know." "I like to read, but somehow I can't today." "Oh, really? Then I'll read it to you." "No, then..." That written in letters of fire I see the word Great Marionette Theater. When did the show start? It's starting now. And how much does one pay to get in? 4 pennies. Pinocchio, who was wild with curiosity to know what was going on inside, lost all its pride and said to the boy shamelessly, "Will you give me 4 pennies until tomorrow?" "I'd give them to you gladly," answered the other, poking fun at him. "But just now I can't give them to you. For the price of 4 pennies, I'll sell you my coat. If it rains, what shall I do with a coat of flowered paper? I could not take it off again. Do you want to buy my shoes? They are only good enough to light a fire with. What about my hat? Fine bargain. Indeed, a cap of dough. The mice might come and eat it from my head. Pinocchio was almost in tears. He was just about to make one last offer, but he lacked the courage to do so. He hesitated, he wondered, he could not make up his mind. At last he said, "Will you give me 4 pennies for the book?" "I am a boy and I buy nothing from boys," said the little fellow with far more common sense than the marionette. "I'll give you 4 pennies for your ABC book," said a rag picker who stood by. Then and there, the book changed hands, and to think that poor old Geppetto sat at home in his shirt sleeves, shivering with cold, having sold his coat to buy that little book for his son. Personally, I don't like the stories that, every story has, what did I say? Like the accident? But I like some peaceful things. So I think for me it's not easy to read these kind of stories. Anyways. Chapter 10. The marionettes recognized their brother Pinocchio and greet him with loud cheers. But the director, Fire Eater, happens along and poor Pinocchio almost loses his life. Quick as a flash, Pinocchio disappeared into the marionette theater, and then something happened which almost caused a riot. The curtain was up and the performances started. Hurricane and Pulcinella were reciting on the stage, and as usual, they were threatening each other with sticks and blows. The theater was full of people, enjoying the spectacle and laughing till they cried at the antics of the 2 marionettes. The play continued for a few minutes, and then suddenly, without any warning, Hurricane stopped talking. Turning toward the audience, he pointed to the rear of orchestra, yelling wildly at the same time, "Look, am I asleep or awake? Or do I really see Pinocchio there? Yes, it is Pinocchio," screamed Pulcinella. It is, shrieked Signora Rosaura, picking it in from the side of the stage. It is Pinocchio, yelled all the marionettes, pouring out of the wings. It is Pinocchio, it is our brother Pinocchio. Hooray for Pinocchio. "Pinocchio, come up to me," shouted Harlequin. "Come to the arms of your wooden brothers." As such a living invitation, Pinocchio, with one leap from the back of the orchestra, found himself in the front rows. With another leap, he was on the orchestra's leader's head. With a third, he landed on the stage. It is impossible to describe the shrieks of joy, the warm embraces, the knocks, and the friendly greetings with which that strange company of dramatic actors and actresses received Pinocchio. It was a heart-rending spectacle, but the audience, seeing that the play had stopped, became angry and began to yell, The play, we want the play." The yelling was of no use, for the marionettes, instead of going on with their act, made twice as much racket as before, and lifting up Pinocchio on their shoulders, carried him around the stage in triumph. At that very moment, the director came out of his room. He had such a fearful appearance that one look at him would fill you with horror. His beard was as black as pitch, and so long that it reached from his chin down to his feet. His mouth was as wide as an oven. his teeth like yellow fangs, and his eyes two glowing red cords. In his huge hairy hand, a long whip made of green snakes and black cats' tails twisted together, swishing through the air in a dangerous way. At the unexpected apparition, no one dared even to breathe. One could almost hear a fly go by. Those poor marionettes, one and all, trembled like leaves in a storm. "Why have you brought such excitement into my theater?" the huge fellow asked Pinocchio with the voice of an aircraft suffering with a cold. "Believe me, Your Honor, the fault was not mine. Enough, be quiet. I'll take care of you later." As soon as the play was over, the director went to the kitchen, where a fine big lamp was slowly turning on the spit. More wood was needed to finish cooking it. He called Harlequin and Puccinella and said to them, "Bring the marionette to me. He looks as if he were made of well-seasoned wood. He'll make a fine fire for this spit." Oh. Harlequin and Puccinella hesitated a bit. Then, frightened by a look from their master, they left the kitchen to obey him. A few minutes later they returned, carrying poor Pinocchio, who was wriggling and scaring like a eel and crying pitifully. "Father, save me! I don't want to die! I don't want to die!" So, yeah. It's the opposite from the last chapter. Anyway, today I'm going to finish here and I'll continue next time. So thank you for listening. Have a nice week, guys.